It is the time for new beginnings, reimagining your life and spring cleaning. Spring prepares us for the year ahead, and it is a time to plan out what you hope to accomplish. Here I have compiled my top 5 spring games, perfect for these early months and tapping into the best parts of what this season is all about. As the only puzzle game on this list, Witness gives us brain-boggling challenges as well as gorgeous visuals. It is a game set in a beautiful and almost magical landscape filled with flowers aplenty. You can travel between puzzles in an open-world experience. Therefore, if you're finding one of the puzzles too difficult, you do not have to bust your brain cells to work it out straight away, but you can come back to it later. There are different biomes to explore, such as the cherry blossom wood, desert, abandoned town, and more. The puzzles are unique, and once you crack the code, you will feel like a genius as you blitz your way through a section and move on to the next. Witness does have a steep learning curve, as the challenges get progressively harder, but that makes solving them all the more satisfying. Training your brain or developing your IQ is a great way to start the year, and that is why it gets my number 5 vote. Starting afresh is what spring is all about, and a life overhaul is what our number 4 entry is themed around. You play as Meredith, a tech-savvy app creator, coming to the sleepy town of Providence Oaks to take over your father's postal round whilst he and your mother enjoy their holidays. But will this provincial town, with its VHS rental store and no shopping centres in sight, be in fact the life that you have always longed for, or will you return to the fast-paced city life? As you come to know the residents of the town and get a lay of the land, you will find yourself not even needing the town map to get around, as you integrate to be just another one of the locals. Lake is all about the story, and is perfect if you want to wind down after a busy day and cozy up. Whatever your final decision, Lake is an enjoyable experience, and its rainy days and beautiful scenery make it a perfect spring game. It gets my number 4 spot. Starting out in a new job can be daunting enough, but add that to a new town, home, and people to meet, it becomes a complete life makeover. As spring is the time for new beginnings, My Time at Portia is the perfect game to reinvent a life for your character. Unlike most games of this genre, which are centred around farming, Portia is more focused on mechanics and engineering, building up a workshop as well as a home, taking on jobs from the other townspeople, as well as upgrading the town and exploring the mines in the surrounding areas. The world is filled with unusual creatures to discover, as well as a plethora of interesting townspeople to get to know. My Time at Portia is a game that you will have to put a good amount of time into to get the most out of, which is perfect for those spring evenings that are still a little chilly. My Time at Portia gets my number 3 vote. If you ever considered taking a job in the property business, now is your chance to get a little taster with this wonderfully peaceful title, House Flipper. When you start, you take on small handyman jobs, such as cleaning out garages or fitting some radiators in a property, but you soon find yourself taking on bigger and better things. whether that be a complete remodel by knocking down walls, repainting every room, or buying a burnt down property and turning it into something magnificent that you can sell for a profit. But why stop with just the interior? House Flipper now has the Garden Flipper expansion, which allows you to fully renovate your property inside and out. House Flipper is spring cleaning in the package of entertainment, and although you might think the idea of basically watching paint dry might be boring, I assure you there is something addictive and almost therapeutic. That is why it gets my number 2 vote. If you enjoy retro-style games with a large range of different activities, then Stardew Valley is a great choice to play this spring. Whether you want to focus on crops, animals, fishing, mining, or developing your relationships with the other residents, Stardew Valley allows you to start from scratch and build yourself your own farming empire. There is so much to do and explore. From your homestead, town, beach, desert, forests, and finding those secret areas and zones that you can unlock after putting a few hours into the game. There is quite a sense of accomplishment as you work your way through the levels of mines and after days of nurturing crops that you can finally take a harvest from. After all, when is there a better time to start planting those new seeds than spring? Although it is a game that comes across as cute at first glance, there is actually quite some serious undertones to some aspects. The villagers, for instance, have some interesting stories and experiences to discover as you grow closer with them by gifting presents, remembering their birthdays, and generally helping to build a bigger and better community. Stardew Valley is a game that you will find yourself coming back to year after year, and each time you will find it rewarding and fresh. That is why it gets my number 1 vote.